All right, welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. As you can see by my screen, we're going to be talking about marketing nitric oxide therapy. And I've got some very defined things that I want to cover this morning. But before I start that, I want you to understand why we're talking about marketing nitric oxide therapy as opposed to marketing ProArch 9 Plus. Indirectly, we're going to market ProArch 9 Plus. But the reason why we talk about marketing nitric oxide therapy is because when you approach people from the standpoint of nitric oxide therapy, people's guards don't go up. In fact, they actually feel like you're actually interested in their health concerns and that you might have a potential solution to help them, especially a natural solution to help them address their health concern, their cardiovascular concerns. But if you approach people initially on ProArch 9 Plus, maybe not you, but a lot of people, when they feel like they're being tried, when they're being sold something, their walls of resistance goes up, and it makes it much more difficult for you to be able to get your message across, because as you're sharing information with them, they're putting the walls up and they're not hearing what you're saying because they're trying to protect themselves from being, quote, sold. So what we want to do is we want to use a strategy that is going to actually create the desire for information. And it's through that desire for information that you will then be able to offer to them our product of choice for nitric oxide therapy, which is ProArch 9 Plus. And we'll get into more of this in more depth and detail. So as we go through here, first thing, and this is kind of like the chicken, which came first, the chicken or the egg? This will make sense when I show you the next section of this presentation where we talk about the art of asking questions. You're going to find that the art of asking questions is how you're going to get into this conversation about nitric oxide therapy. But I decided to start today's presentation with a clear definition of what is nitric oxide therapy, so that when you create that interest in nitric oxide therapy to address their health concern, and they ask you, well, what is this nitric oxide therapy you're talking about? You'll have a fairly clear idea on how to answer it, and how to answer it in a way that creates validity to what you're talking about. Make sure that you're addressing their concern, helping them to see a natural way to address their concern, and creating the interest through a question for them to want more information. So I'm just going to read what I've got on the screen here. This is a PDF that I've created. I'll make this available in the Tuesday email newsletter that goes out to everyone. But the definition that I use is nitric oxide therapy is Nobel Prize winning information that gives you a natural way to address most cardiovascular health concerns by improving your circulation. In fact, I have access to a video that will help you understand how this can naturally address your high blood pressure. You know, I've got an asterisk there, so that could be high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual health issues, or if I'm talking to a man ED, cholesterol concerns, cognitive function, wound healing, athletic performance, whatever the issue is, that's where you insert it in that asterisk. And then you come back with this question: would you like me to send you a link to this video? So let me read this again, and then I'm going to tell you why certain things are emphasized. Nitric oxide therapy is Nobel Prize winning information that gives you a natural way to address most cardiovascular health concerns by improving your circulation. In fact, I have access to a video that will help you understand how you can naturally address your concern. Would you like me to send you a link to this video? Now, that is less than 30 seconds. It has certain key things that if you listen to me as I read that, I emphasize certain things. This is Nobel Prize. I slow down. I don't say that really fast. I don't say this is Nobel Prize winning. This is Nobel Prize winning information that gives you a natural, again, I emphasize that, a natural. Most people are looking for natural ways to address their concerns. They don't want to go on medication. You know, it's My parents' generation, which not many of them are left, my dad died of a heart attack. My mom passed away from cancer. So, my wife's father died of a heart attack. Her mom's under a lot of different health issues, and they don't listen to natural ways. There are population, there's a subcategory of that older population that will listen for natural ways, but most of them are looking for some type of medication. But when we're talking about baby boomers and younger, people are looking for natural ways to address their concerns as opposed to having to take medications. And in fact, you'll notice that I go health concerns by improving your circulation. So again, that gives you a wide range when you're talking about your circulation, not my circulate, you're making this personal to them. In fact, I have access to a video. That word access is chosen for a reason. It's like, okay, I have access. It's like, okay, I'm going to be able to get you this video. Not everyone has this video, but I've got access to it. And so it gives that underlying aspect that this is something special that I can do for you to help you understand how you can naturally, and I again want to repeat that natural aspect that I had set up in the first line to address your whatever that concern is. And then it's key that you ask a question, because if you don't ask this question, you're not going to get the responses that you want. This question is designed to create interest and take action on that interest. Would you like me to send you a link to this video? And then you just shut up. You don't say anything. You let them respond. And you'll find that if you've done this properly, 9 times out of 10, people are going to say yes, they want that. That then gives you the ability to get their email address, be able to set up a follow-up day and time to make sure that they've had time to watch that video so that you can answer any questions for them. But this is your process to begin that cycle of engagement, putting them into your funnel so that you can effectively move them down through your marketing funnel for nitric oxide therapy to help them see how nitric oxide can naturally address this. Now, the art of asking questions. We've done multiple Saturday presentations on this whole aspect of the art of asking questions. We just got done with Thanksgiving. We're coming up to Christmas and New Year's. Most people are going to be in contact with family and friends at different social events, and just keep your ears open. People like to talk about themselves. They like to talk, especially if you use the opening question, well, how you feeling? If you again, that's the art of asking questions. How you feeling? Then you let them talk. Well, not doing so good. I got some issues with my high blood pressure, or my diabetes has been acting up, or again, just listen. And if any of the health issues that they talk about have any component of circulation to it, once they've done talking about their problem, your response to that is key. I'm sorry to hear that you have this health issue. Have you ever thought of using nitric oxide therapy to address whatever that issue is? So let's say that they're talking about high blood pressure. I'm sorry to hear that you have this health issue. Have you ever thought of using nitric oxide to address your high blood pressure? And again, the art of asking questions is, once you ask a question, you need to be quiet, to shut up, to allow them to respond. Because it's in the response that tells you whether there's going to be the ability to create interest. Many cases, when you ask this question, have you ever thought of using nitric oxide therapy to address your high blood pressure or your diabetic complications or whatever it might be, you're going to, again, have the ability to get a question back. What are you talking about? Or what is this nitric oxide therapy? Most cases it's going to be, what are you talking about? Nitric oxide therapy. Have you ever heard of nitric oxide therapy as a natural way to address your high blood pressure? No. What is it? Well, again, if you've got your definition down, well, nitric oxide therapy is Nobel Prize winning information that gives you a natural way to address most cardiovascular concerns by improving your circulation. In fact, I've got access to a video that will help you understand how this natural way can address your high blood pressure. Would you like me to send you a link to the video? Your job, if you're going to market nitric oxide therapy in next year, 2020, because we're like today is the 14th, we're what, 17 days away from the new year. You know, your strategy, if you're going to go down nitric oxide therapy of building your synergy business, then these are things that you need to be working on between now and the end of the year to get your answer to the question, what is nitric oxide therapy? To work on your art of asking questions. You know, it's really, these are very simple questions. Like if I'm working, or if I meet someone that I know is an athlete, I would say, how's your workouts going? You just ran a 5K. How was your time? Was it your best time? Have you ever thought of using nitric oxide therapy to improve your time, to improve your workouts, to improve your athletic performance? See, so if I'm talking to a person who's athletic, or they're in the gym, you know, so tell me, what's your whole purpose of going to the gym? Well, I want to feel better. I want to improve, you know, whatever, my cardiovascular. Well, have you ever thought about combining nitric oxide therapy with your work in the gym? What are you talking about? Nitric oxide therapy, Nobel Prize winning information on how athletes can improve their performance. You've never heard of it? No, what is it? Well, nitric oxide therapy is Nobel Prize winning information, all designed to improve circulation. And that's the key when you're in the gym. If I can help you improve your circulation, you're going to be able to work out at a higher intensity. Less lactic acid buildup. You'll get better results. In fact, I've got a video that will help you understand how nitric oxide therapy can improve your athletic performance. Would you like me to send you a link to that video? Now, you notice I didn't go back up and read that information that I had previous to this. You know, as you learn this stuff and start using it, you don't need notes. You'll adapt it. You won't say it the same all the time, but you'll say it well enough to be able to get a response, a positive response, where they want more information, where they want you to send them the link to the video so that they can watch it. And then if you do proper follow-up, you'll be able to introduce them to our product of choice. Now, some goals that I would suggest, for 2020 is you need to develop enough customers in 2020 so that you have 10 customer orders for the month. That means you'll most likely need more than 10 customers. You want enough customers to generate 10 customer orders for the month. Now, if you're marketing nitric oxide therapy, I can tell you that most of those customers are going to be using the jumbo jars +1. Economically, it makes the most sense. They're sold, maybe initially they get in on a box or 4 boxes initially. But even if you've set this up properly, most people, because of the 120-day money-back guarantee, are going to opt for the jumbo jar +1. And if the product helps them like it's helped so many other people that we know, they're going to continue then to order the jumbo jar +1. If they're up in Canada, then the jumbo jars are not available, but the pricing structure is favorable to 6 boxes for $235 and 7 boxes for $250. So up in Canada, all of my Canadian customers either get 6 or 7 boxes. And for the customers that I have here in the United States, all of them get the jumbo jar +1. Now, here in the United States, a jumbo jar +1, the CV value of that is 170 CV. If I've got 10 customer orders for the month, and they're all buying the Jumbo Jar Plus One, that's 1,700 CV. You subtract out the minimum threshold. Here in the United States, it's 150 CV. That leaves me with a balance of 1,550 CV that's eligible for elite rebates. Elite rebates is a 25% rebate on that volume. So I would earn $387.50 in elite rebates each month if I had 10 customer orders that were all getting Jumbo Jar Plus One. What is that $387.50? That is cash flow to operate your Synergy business. And the other thing that it does is it creates CV on your Tracking Center One, so you're always qualified for all commissions from Synergy worldwide. So the key is to build a customer base. If you're going to market nitric oxide therapy, you need to build your customer base. That's who you're marketing to. Just like a traditional business, you want customers. If you create customers, you're going to create cash flow. Cash flow that it then helps you operate your Synergy business. And then the other thing is if you teach that down through your organization, for those people who decide to join you in Synergy worldwide, you're going to place them either on your left side or your right side. And again, we've had Saturday presentations on how to properly place people in your organization to keep your left and right sides balanced. And if you teach them, again, to implement a nitric oxide therapy marketing strategy, to create for themselves their customer base and help them set the goal to continue to market until they've got 10 customer orders on a monthly basis, you're creating what's called organizational volume. Every person that you sponsor is either going to be down leg from your Tracking Center One on either your left side or your right side. If you place them on your left side, then anyone that they bring into the Synergy business is going to be on their left or right sides, but anyone that they bring in is always then going to be on your left side. Just like if you have a person that you placed on your right side, once they start bringing distributors in, they'll place them on their left or right, but if they're on your right side, everyone that they bring in is on your right-hand side. So if you're teaching this marketing strategy down through your organization, you're creating the potential for organizational volume. Now, if everyone had, again, ideally 10 monthly orders, and every one of those orders was a Jumbo Jar Plus One, that would be 1,700 CV. And the way that Synergy calculates organizational volume is, again, they subtract out the minimum threshold, 150. You're left with 1,550 CV that they divide in half, 50%. So that's 775 CV added back to the 150 threshold. That gives that person represents 925 CV in organizational volume. Now, what does that do for you? Well, if they're on your weak leg or your lesser leg, it fuels your basic commissions. Basic commissions have never been less than 7%. They're usually higher. But, at 7%, that's a nice return. Can't get that in the bank. You're not going to find anything in a bank savings deposit, checking account, whatever, that's going to give you a 7% return. It also fuels rank advancement. If I've got a person who's got 925 CV of volume and they're teaching their people to do the same thing, that's creating volume on both my left and right-hand sides. That is then fueling rank advancement. It also increases your potential for mega matches on those that you personally sponsored, so that the people that you sponsor, if they're teaching the people that they sponsor on their left and right-hand sides to do the same thing, they're then creating organizational volume so that on their weak leg, they're getting paid a basic commission, and you're getting a dollar for dollar match on the basic commissions of everyone that you've personally sponsored, no matter whether they're in your left side or right side, whether it's your weak leg or your strong leg, whether they're one generation from you or they're 1,000 generations away. If you've taught them to build a customer base and teach their distributors that they bring into Synergy worldwide to do the same thing, and then that teach their distributors that they bring in to do the same thing, you're creating the potential for not only basic commissions and rank advancements, but also the potential for greater mega matches as their basic commissions increase. And then you're also increasing your potential for leadership bonuses, which is paid to you on your strong side volume. Once your weak leg, your lesser leg is above 6,000 CV of volume, that means your strong leg is at least 6,000 or more. Synergy starts paying you leadership bonuses on your strong leg side, the volume that you have over there. So all this, this one primary goal of developing your synergy business to 10 customer orders on a monthly basis and teaching it down through your organization not only creates cash flow to help you operate your synergy business, but creates the cash flow to help the people that you brought into synergy create the cash flow to help them operate their synergy business, as well as increase your organizational volume to be able to maximize your ability to max out the compensation plan from Synergy Worldwide. Now, 4 unique selling points, because at some point in time, people are going to ask you, well, what product should I use? Well, our product of choice for harnessing these benefits of nitric oxide therapy is Pro Arginine Plus from Synergy Worldwide. And here's why. First, it's the only L-arginine supplement recognized by the medical community. It has been listed for 6 straight years in physician's desk reference as, quote, the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world. Second, it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the market. It's clinically proven to prevent vascular inflammation, which is the primary cause of most cardiovascular health concerns. Plus, there's 262 verified quality assurance steps that go into the manufacturing of this product to ensure that you experience real health benefits. And if for some reason you don't, they guarantee this product for 120 days with a complete money-back guarantee. That means that if you put it to the test and if you don't get the results that you're looking for, then you can return it for a full refund on the cost of the product. I believe this product can help you naturally address your high blood pressure. So would you like to order it? And then you be quiet. You've got to ask that last question. Would you like to order it? Would you like to get it? Should we call Synergy and get this ordered for you? However you want to do it, you've got to have that last statement, because it's going to tell you where they're at. Yeah, I would like to. No, I'm not. No, I don't think so. Okay. So just for my benefit, why not? Why not use this natural supplement to help you naturally address your high blood pressure? And then once you ask that question, just be quiet and let them tell you where they're coming from. Maybe they're not quite ready yet, but that's okay. You've planted the seed, and at the point in time where they do become ready, they'll contact you. But if you ask the question, you'll find that, yeah, I want to do this. And then you can go over pricing information with them, give them the different options that they might have, or just, go to the jumbo, however you want to do it. In fact, we could most likely do a Saturday presentation on how to properly do price pointing, share pricing information so that people can make a decision based upon what is best for them. I'll make a note here, and I'll plan to do a Saturday presentation in next month in January with regards to this whole aspect of proper pricing information, how to put information in front of people in a way that they'll see the benefit to them. So those are the 4 unique selling points, and you need to learn this. If you're going to want to be as successful as you can possibly be in your synergy business, and you're going to use nitric oxide therapy as your strategy to build your customer base, then know this information. You may not use all 4 points in your presentation, in your dialogue with the person, but you need to know these 4 points. And you need to know them, well enough that you can string this along. So I'm going to move this stuff here. We'll come back up to this here where we do the art of asking questions, and a person says, well, they've watched I've sent them the video, I've done my follow-up. They say, well, that's really interesting. I mean, is there a product out there? Yeah, there is. There's a product of our product of choice is ProArgent Plus. In fact, personally, I've been using ProArgent Plus. I've used it now for over 10 years. I used it for athletic performance, made a huge difference. My wife, Sherry, used it for high blood pressure, took her blood pressure from 160 over 90 down to 112 over 68. And it's become our product of choice. And here's why. First off, it is the only L-arginine supplement recognized by the medical community. Been listed for 6 straight years in their physician's desk reference as, quote, the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world. Secondly, it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the marketplace. It's clinically proven to prevent vascular inflammation, which for most people is the underlying cause of almost all cardiovascular health concerns. And the other thing that impressed us is that there's 262 verified quality assurance steps so that I know that I and my wife are always going to get the same reproducible results. And if for some reason, if you decide to use this product like we're using and you don't get the results that you're looking for, it comes with a 120-day money-back guarantee. In fact, they guarantee that if you don't get results, you can return the product and you'll get a full refund on the cost of the product. Now, it made sense to us to do it. Is that something that makes sense to you? Do you want to get ProArgine Plus? And then I'd just be quiet. Now, you can see that I didn't say it exactly as I had those 4 bullet points, but you share those 4 bullet points in the stream of consciousness that you're having. And as you do this, it becomes easier and easier and easier to do. The more that you do it, the better that you're going to get at it. It's no different than any job that you've ever had, any new skill that you've tried to learn, anything that you've done from a hobby standpoint. When we first start, we're a little bit clumsy. We don't quite do things the way that we would like to. We don't quite get the results that we want to. And if we address the negative self-talk that goes on in our brain and overcome that aspect to continue to practice and do, you get better and better and better. And you've seen that in any job that you've ever done, anything that you've ever been involved in, you're always better at it a year later than when you first started. So 2020 is your year to make nitric oxide therapy, that marketing strategy, your go-to strategy to build your synergy business. And as you do it, you're going to get better. So those are your 4 unique selling points. What are your available markets? It's huge. Anything that has to do with circulation is your market. Alzheimer's disease, that's a circulation issue. High blood pressure, circulation. Diabetic complications, circulation issue. Cognitive function, stroke prevention, sexual health for both men and women. Those are all circulation issues. Wound healing, women's heart health, Black American heart health, athletic performance, anything that has to do with blood flow, even kidney function. Nitric oxide therapy. Nitric oxide therapy for anything that has to do with circulation. Now, available resources. We've created for you on our platform, our Synergy family, that website, there's a dedicated page called resources. So let's go, and you go into our Synergy family. So it's a pretty simple URL, oursynergyfamily.com. When you come onto the landing or the home page of this website, you scroll down, you see resources, you click on it, and it's going to open up to this. And nitric oxide therapy is our primary marketing strategy, so it's right there at the top. And we've created resources that are available to you. Your job is to go on this page, look through the resources, and decide which of these resources best fit your toolbox. All right? It's your toolbox, not my toolbox. So you need to go through these resources and decide which of these resources best fit your toolbox. So let me give you the resources that are available to you. This first one here is a PDF called Empower Your Heart Through Nitric Oxide Therapy. I can't remember if it's a 16 or 18 page PDF that helps you understand nitric oxide therapy, has embedded videos that are in it that you can use to educate yourself or you could use to send to a person. This Creating Profits Through Nitric Oxide Therapy is part of a webinar that we did a long time ago. You can look through it. Again, it's going to emphasize many of the things that we're talking about today. Here's a video that you can use personally as well as you can send to a person. It's a video on what is nitric oxide therapy. So you want to, well, you know, nitric oxide therapy, well, that's Nobel Prize winning information that gives you a natural way to improve your circulation. In fact, I've got a video that will help you completely understand this. Would you like me to send it to you? And again, on any video that you find here or anything that we have, if you just right click, copy video URL, you can then place that into a email. They get that email and they click on it. It takes them directly to that YouTube video. And as you can see, it's a 13-minute video that will help them understand what nitric oxide therapy is. In fact, it's a video that you can watch to help you in your education process of understanding what nitric oxide therapy. You know, certainly 13 minutes of information is a lot more information than what I gave you in a short statement to help people get a short understanding of what nitric oxide therapy could do to improve their cardiovascular health. Because again, the context of what I'm doing, what I shared earlier, is to move them through my funnel to want them to get more information of a video that would address specifically their health concerns. And I'll show you where that's at in just a little bit. Here's a video that we did on the unique selling properties of ProRH9 Plus. I shared them to you, the 4 of them. There's a video format, a little bit more extensive than what I shared this morning. But again, boil it down to the 4 unique selling properties of ProRH9 Plus. Access to the Synergy video library. If you click that, it takes you into our Synergy library. Takes you right into the health section. And then if you click on the health videos, you're going to find our older videos and our newer videos that are available to you. All of them are non-branded except for one, and you have complete access to these. I'm waiting, you know, we're doing a live presentation on Zoom, so some of these things take a little bit longer to load. But once it loads up, you're going to see that there's thumbnails for each one of these videos: high blood pressure, post-traumatic stress disorder, African-American health, Alzheimer's disease, cholesterol concerns, diabetic complications, Raynaud syndrome, sexual function, stroke prevention, the secret to cardiovascular health, women's heart health, wound healing, and then the newer ones, the nitric oxide therapy webinar, the truth about L-citrulline, how nitric oxide therapy addresses athletic performance, wound healing, cognitive function, sexual function, diabetic complications, high blood pressure, and heart disease in Black Americans. So the only one that is not non-branded is this last one. You see my image there? That means that it's been branded to me. These other ones are all non-branded videos. Some that we did for the Global Health Makeover website that Bob Wishmeyer manages, and the other ones are on our platform for our Synergy family, our YouTube channel. Again, every one of these videos is non-branded, meaning that when you come to the end of the video, my name's not there, my face is not there, my phone number is not there, my email address is not there. They're encouraged to get back to the person who shared the video with them. So again, that gives you access. Here's a PDF that we created, The Power of Nitric Oxide Therapy. Again, you can download this to your computer, you can print this off, you can have it part of a physical sales tool that you would use, you can have it in front of you. Again, what it does is it helps to validate nitric oxide therapy and give you the 3 key benefits of what nitric oxide therapy does. Each one of these resources has a different purpose. Maybe a person, really wants to know more about this. Well, instead of sending them a video, you can have this. Well, here's what nitric oxide therapy is going to do for you. In fact, as you can see, the Nobel Prize was awarded to 3 American researchers for discovering how L-arginine nourishes the lining of your vascular system called the endothelium, which then converts that L-arginine into nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule of your entire cardiovascular system. And what that miracle molecule does is, first off, it relaxes the smooth muscle of the vascular wall for improved blood flow. You've got high blood pressure. If I relax that wall and improve your blood flow, for most people, their blood pressures go back to normal. Second benefit is nitric oxide keeps your blood platelet cells from sticking together, so it naturally reduces your risk for strokes and heart attacks. And then the third benefit is that when that nitric oxide level is high enough, over a long enough period of time, it can initiate repair mechanisms to heal damage to your vascular system. So again, it's a resource tool. You have to go through the different resource tools and make a decision on what tools you want to have in your toolbox. There's a video here on the science of nitric oxide therapy, much more depth and detail of these 3 benefits. Here's a PDF, the Cologne list of approved products over in Europe. If you're an athlete, especially if you're a competitive athlete, you're subject to drug testing all the time. So you have to be really careful what nutritional supplements you take so that you don't test positive to a drug test and then get a warning. And if you test again, you get banned. So the Cologne list are products that have been approved for athletic performance that athletes can use and know that the ingredients that are in that product are not going to create a problem for them if they get tested. And so Pro-Arginine Plus and E9 have both been approved by the Cologne organization in Europe for athletic performance usage. You can apply that here in the United States. Then we have instruction sheets on how to properly take the Pro-Arginine Plus. This would be if a person's using the jumbo jar. This is the same instruction sheet in Spanish. And then if a person's just using packets, boxes where they're using the single serve packets, then this is the instruction sheet for packets. This is a checklist that you can use that if you want to help people understand why your product, Pro-Arginine Plus, is so much better than a potential competitor. These are key questions to ask with regards to other supplements that are being used in the marketplace. And so again, you can use this PDF for either education purposes or just to help you address something that a person might have said to you. And then this is one that I use all the time. Well, why should I use yours? Well, because ours is the best. In fact, here's a PDF that shows a bar graph of Pro-Arginine Plus compared to the leading competitors out there. And you can see that there's only 2 other products out there that even come close to doing what Pro-Arginine Plus can do in creating nitric oxide. Every other product is either half, a third, or a quarter of their ability to create nitric oxide when compared to Pro-Arginine Plus. So you might find a cheaper product, but you're going to get poorer results. So you might as well use the best, might as well get the best ability to create nitric oxide. And because they've got the 120-day money-back guarantee, put it to the test. If it doesn't give you the results that you're looking for, we'll return it and you'll get a full refund on the cost of the product. You're not going to find that kind of return on most other supplements that are out there. Again, you got to go through the resources. Now, some of my older clients that have been using Progen Plus for a long time, and when Synergy changed the labeling, or changed the label, the U.S. government also changed labeling laws. So Synergy updated the labels, and I'll just quickly open this up. The major one that gets most people confused is this aspect that the vitamin D3 used to be 2,500 international units, and they see it as 625%. And on the new label, they see it as 62 micrograms, and the percentage went down to 310. And they go, "Oh, you changed the product." No, the product did not change. The labeling laws changed, but the product didn't. So 62 micrograms is the same amount as 2,500 international units. And the reason why the percentage went down is because the government now recognizes that you need more vitamin D3 in your system than what they recognized before. So because you need more, the percentage went down. You know, if they showed you needed a smaller amount, well, because we give you so much, then you're going to see that it's that much greater than the recommendation. Well, now that they've increased the recommendation, the percent of it goes down. So it's exactly the same product. So I put this together to help my clients know that the product that they're getting is exactly the same as what they had before. It's just that the label has been updated and the design has been changed. So you might not see that as any benefit to you, but again, what am I saying to you? You need to go through and choose the resources that you feel are going to help you market nitric oxide therapy in 2020. Now, with that said, do I have any questions from anyone with regards to today's presentation? You'll have to go in and unmute yourself. So I don't want to open up the lines we've got too many people on the call this morning. We'll just have too much background noise.
Hey, Dan, this is Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Yeah, hey, just a shout out. Thank you so much. Great webinar again this morning. Nitric oxide therapy is so great. And for those of us who primarily market Pro-Arginine Plus, it's really helpful. So thank you very much. Great stuff.
You're welcome, Bob. Appreciate that. Anyone else with any questions or comments before we finish today?
Hi, Dan. It's Donald.
Yes, Donald.
Like Bob said, thanks again for putting this into focus. And as you know, I'm looking to market the medical profession on this product, and this has certainly cleared. As much as I know about the product, this has given me some insight as to how to talk to doctors about this. So I appreciate it.
Sure. Excellent. I'm glad it's helpful. Hey, Donald,
yes.
just before the next person comes in, Donald, I know that you're using metabolic LDL, correct?
Yes, correct.
So I just got a text this week, and I'm going to share it on Tuesday. But I got a text this week from a client who's using metabolic LDL, and this is what the text said: just got my blood work back, have been on metabolic LDL for a month with no statins, and it went down from 190 down to 113.6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he sent me a follow-up text to that, and he said that when he was on statins, he used to have leg pain so bad that he literally could not walk half a block. So now he doesn't need to use statins. He's got better cholesterol, and he said his doctor is extremely happy.
Excellent. It's consistent with what I'm seeing and my sister sees.
So, as I shared, I can't remember which Saturday we did the presentation on metabolic LDL, but this is a powerful product that you could build, again, a client base around.
Yeah.
Certainly doesn't have the CV value that that ProArginine Plus does. But anyways, someone else was going to ask something.
Yeah, Dan, it's Bob again. I was just going to mention that Dean's lined up David Johnston to get on a call with us Monday morning. David's had privy to some of the conversations there at Synergy Worldwide with corporate, and is going to share some of the marketing ideas and thoughts that they have with us on Monday morning. So it should be a good call Monday.
Great, excellent. Anyone else with any questions or comments before we close off our Saturday presentation? All right, well, I want to thank you for your time this morning. Hopefully this was beneficial. We've recorded it. It'll go out. It'll go up on our YouTube channel, so you can always find it on our YouTube channel. It will go out in Tuesday's email newsletter, and I'll have a link to this PDF as well as a link to today's recording. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed weekend. Talk to you next Saturday.